Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imam Morsy. Welcome back to Radio NooR.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you for being with us.
جزاكم الله خير.
Today we're talking about our neighbors. And as we know that Allah gave Muslims various responsibilities and rights with regard to everyone. So I'd like to start by asking you, what specific rights over us did Allah assign our neighbors?
Yeah. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. I would like to explain this point. Really, we need all of us, even Muslim or non-Muslims, to understand this point and to understand the meaning of these verses that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained in the Quran about the neighbor, the rights of neighbor. What should we do for our neighbors around us, Muslims or non-Muslims? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained in the chapter of the women, Surah An-Nisa, and He says, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Worship Allah and do not associate, partner with Him. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. The next step, be kind, be nice with your parents. And after that, right away, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala counted different kind of people. We have to treat them in very nice way. And He count this kind of people, our neighbors around us. And there is two of them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained, وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ. وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى, in this verse, that your neighbor from your relative. الْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى, the one who is from your kinship, from your relatives. And وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ, your neighbor, but he is not from your relatives. And this is, both of them, they have right. But the person or the neighbor from my relatives or from my family, he has more right than my neighbor only in the neighborhood. And this is just to understand how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained these verses in very deeply details to have this nice life with the others. Even in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. الصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ, the person that you spend some time with him in transportation. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us to be nice with him, to be helpful with him. How about the person who's living next to you all the time and he knows everything about you? If something happened to you, he will be the first one to help you out. If something happened to him, you will be the first person to run to help him out. This is the idea about the rights of the neighbor. We have 4 different kind of neighbors. The first of them, the neighbor, the Muslim neighbor from your relatives. He has more right than anybody else. He has 3 different rights: the rights of neighborhood, the rights of Islam, the rights of kinship or of these relatives with you. And the second kind of neighbor, the neighbor, the Muslim neighbor only, but he's not from your relatives. He has 2 rights: the rights of neighborhood and the rights of Islam. And the third kind of neighbor, non-Muslim neighbor, he has right upon you, the right of neighborhood. And non-Muslim neighbor, but he is from your relative. Could it happen for somebody? He convert Islam and still his parents, his uncles, his family non-Muslims, and they living next his door.
I see.
They have more right than non-Muslim neighbor not from his family.
I see.
This is the just to understand how to live with this situation, and yeah, for this issue.
What are some of the things that we have to do, because they have more right on us, but how should we treat them exactly? Some examples maybe.
There is some rights or some ways to treat them. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ explained in general way for all neighbors, even Muslims or non-Muslims. There is certain way to treat all of them. Like Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said this hadith, very authentic hadith. He said, ما زال جبريل يوصيني بالجار حتى ظننت أنه سيورثه. Jibreel all the time gave me advices about my neighbor, and I thought he will become inheritors among my inheritance, among my children, to take my money after I died. And this is the in general, and he did not mention is this Muslim neighbor or non-Muslim neighbor.
This is in general.
Just in general.
Yeah.
يوصيني بالجار حتى ظننت أنه سيورثه. The other hadith, Prophet Muhammad mentioned, من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليحسن إلى جاره. Whosoever believes in the day of judgment, and whosoever believes in Allah and the day of judgment, he must do good things for his neighbor,
Take care
to
of them,
treat him
watch out
in very nice way. And he didn't mention is this neighbor Muslims or non-Muslims, just to understand it's in general. But when we say Muslims, Muslim has right more than non-Muslim, it's okay. But we have the basic rights for everybody around my house. And in the other hadith, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ pointed 7 neighbors around you in this big circle, just to take care of them.
Like 7 houses away?
Yeah,
or?
seven houses.
So it's a large, not just the person right next door.
No.
But next door,
No,
next door, next door,
the
next door.
person next your
To
door,
7 doors.
he has more right than the far one.
I see.
But all of them, they have rights.
Special right above, and of course all the humans, they have rights.
Exactly. But for
special as your neighbors.
Your neighbors, because if something happen to you, no one will take care of you in this moment. They will jump to help you out, because if you have dispute with them, they will not come to you to help you out when you need help in this time. And also for how to treat them. Yeah, you will be surprised when you hear this hadith. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ commanded his companion Sayyidina Abu Dharr al-Ghifari, and he said, when you cook a meat, just make the soup very, very large pan, and give to your neighbor from this soup. It's not meat. The idea just to treat your neighbor in this way, good way.
To keep them in your mind.
Yes, and this is the idea. Even when you buy some fruits, and when you enter to your house, and your neighbor or the children of your neighbor saw this fruit, give them some of these fruits. This is how to treat your neighbor. When they smell the food that you cooked in your house, just take some one plate and give to them. This is what we have today. Yeah, it will not cost you anything. And they will treat you in the same, even if they do not treat you in the same way, but you will show them who you are.
And Allah will
Why?
be pleased with you,
Exactly. This is the main point.
Yeah.
When you do something, you only want the reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. You need the reward from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Also, just to realize this, when we have neighbor around us. We will not live in the jungle, or we will not live nowhere. We have to have neighbors around us, and to show them how Quran or how Islam taught us to be kind, to be nice for your neighbors, and there is certain rights toward your neighbor. You must do it for them. When they ask for help, you have to help them if you can.
If you are able.
Yeah, if you're able to help them.
You have an opportunity,
But
look for this and
exactly.
you can do
if
it.
you can help them and you did not help them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you why you did not help them.
And you can't ask, are you Muslim, you're not Muslim?
Exactly.
They're your neighbor.
No,
you have to,
do not
you have
ask.
to go to them.
Yes.
To help.
Also, when he becomes sick, you have to visit him to make dua for him or to help him out. And this is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One day, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam visited his servant. He was Jew, and he was sick. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him to say shahada. And the boy was looking to his father, and his father told him, follow Abul Qasim, obey him. And he said shahada, and he died. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after that he explained that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved this boy or his soul from hellfire because of his visit. When he visited him, subhanallah, Allah make him as a reason to save this boy from hellfire, because he passed away as a Muslim. Also, when he has good things happen to him, just congratulate him. When he has something bad happen to him, just condole him or condole them, just to let them know you have the same heart for them.
You care for them.
Exactly.
You see them as your fellow humans.
Exactly. This is the idea.
No, we just have a couple minutes left, but I'd like to touch on a point, because it will rise in our neighborhood sometimes, that we will have a dispute with a neighbor or some type of conflict. How can we handle that? Either a conflict that we have with a neighbor, or when we see two neighbors in conflict.
Yeah, we have to know in the beginning, when we do something toward our neighbors, we will take reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is our main intention. We will take reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. Now, if I have dispute with my neighbors, I have to start from my side, because I knew the reward of this action. And the Prophet Muhammad said, خَيْرُهُمُ الَّذِي يَبْدَأُ بِالسَّلَامِ. The best among them who will start to say Assalamu alaikum, to say, I'm so sorry brother, just forgive me. He's the best one among them. And who will start?
We have a chance then to get reward from Allah. This is a bigger issue than maybe the issue we have with the neighbor.
If the dispute between the person and his neighbor, he should start. He must start from his side. If dispute between two other neighbors, he must get involved in between them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him. And even if he lies, if he deal with the lies between them, just to say, oh brother, the other brother, he did not say any bad word against you. He said you are good man and you are very humble, and he will go to other person, say the same thing, just to soften their hearts. It's allowed in Islam, even if you deal with the lies, just to soften the hearts, to resolve the problems between people. It's allowed in Islam.
Give them a chance to give the other one an excuse to see.
Exactly. Exactly. Also, if dispute between you and your neighbor, just try to start from your side, to say to start talking to him, even if he neglect you or disrespond to you, because you will take reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. Also, to keep yourself away to harm him. Do not harm him, even if he did something wrong against you, but you will take reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you meet him, even if you have dispute between you and him, just smile. Smile to him. And تبسمك في وجه أخيك صدقة. When you smile to your brother, you will get reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. And when you have something you would like to advise him, just very nice way. If you saw something wrong with him or with his family, with his children, you can advise him in very nice way, and he will accept. And you will have this intention to resolve these problems or disputes between you and your neighbors, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you out, inshallah.
Jazakumullah khaira, and may Allah help us to remember him and how we treat our neighbors. And indeed, we're seeking his reward, but I know if we treat people nicely,
Yeah.
usually the side effect, they also
Exactly.
will usually soften their heart and their
Exactly.
Jazakumullah khaira, Imam Morsy, thank you so much for coming back to Radio NooR. We really love having
Yeah.
you here.
May Allah reward all of you, inshallah.
Ameen.
Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.